I would love to tell you that it's been difficult, but I think it's actually been, in a way, it's been great because it just keeps everybody very focused. So, less distractions. Look, I'm sensitive to COVID, obviously, but it kind of keeps things really tight, really close. I think, preparing them for fighting without an audience has been the biggest thing. Feeling like they're going into almost like a gym environment, a very sterile, kind of cold environment with no crowd. But everybody's, been mentally prepared for that. And we've just conveyed the experiences we've had with different fighters that we've worked with, and the other fighters have come back to camp and expressed those same things. So right now, I mean, we've had nothing but positive experiences.
Emmanuel, do you feel mentally prepared, since the actual training is probably not too different once your gym is safe? How's that mental preparation been for you?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank Almighty God. After that, I want to thank good opportunity for me. I'll showcase myself to everybody, say 135, I'm the best, because I'm the best and secret. By now, I'm come out.
Thank you very much. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Cornerman next, please.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. So, Tagoe, your camp is calling you the best kept secret. You come from Accra, Ghana, which has been home to many world champions. What do you want the world to find out about you Friday night? And how do you feel you will compete against some of the current champions in the lightweight division?
Yes, Friday night, everybody can feel happy because Emmanuel Tagoe, my nickname is Game Boy. If you come or if you watch, you clap yourself to round one, to any round. I can decide to stop my opponent. Maybe if I see my opponent and Thursday, I tell everybody, say I stop my opponent maybe round 1 or 2 or 3. By now I can't decide, but I promise all of you, I do my best. You have fun, you enjoy my fight.
Right. And to just finish that, how do you feel you will compete against some of the current champions in the lightweight division?
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel, because 135, I don't scare anybody. I don't see anybody can beat me in 135, because now I'm calm like Kakai, because Kakai. I think Kakai. I'm calm like Kakai because I'm big Ghana for a long time. Nobody don't know me here. Now I come. That's why I told everybody, say I thank Peter Khan, I thank Dubela, I thank to my coach. Now he give me this opportunity to come here to express myself to everybody. Say this guy 135, nobody can beat me. By now I'm from dark to come, like I don't know the way, like everybody can happy.
All right. Thank you so much. I wish you the best for Friday night.
Okay, thank you.
And Shane, please.
Hello, Emmanuel. How are you?
Fine, good. You?
Yeah, I'm very well. Thank you very much. You made your debut back in 2004. So fast forward 16 years, and now here you are, a big opportunity on a televised card in America, on the cusp of a world title fight. Has there been any moments throughout your career where you felt as if this moment was never going to happen?
Okay.
So did you feel, because you've been fighting since 2004, you started young, and it's been a long journey, have there been times since you've mostly fought in Accra and that you thought maybe you would never get the opportunity to fight for a world title? Were there times over the years where you felt that this would not be possible?
Yeah, I think this time around, I think correct time for me, because now I think I get correct people around me. Now I think I prove myself to anyone in trust me or anyone in watch me for far. Now I think good time for me.
What keeps you motivated and hungry to keep fighting?
What motivates you? What inspires you to keep fighting?
Yeah, I think me sometimes I don't know the way I put this thing. Like I feel that 135, nobody can beat me by anybody he claim say like me king, me king, me king. Now I come to show everybody say these people in 135, nobody can beat Emmanuel Tagoe.
And I think also what he's asking is it, is it your pride in Ghana? Is it your family? Like, what has motivated you? What keeps you excited to fight?
Yeah, because my kids, my family members, my brothers, like everybody motivates me. Now Pirakan, my promoter Dibella, my coach motivates me. Peter take me to here. I see everything is here. I see so okay, that's good for me. But I think everything motivates me, told me say, hey, Tagoe, what I can do, I think good.
So a year ago, November was the first time he ever came here for a training camp. And it was the first time he had an opportunity to train differently than he was used to training in Ghana. And look, there's some of the best fighters in the world have come out of Ghana. We know that. But the environment in which Emmanuel was training, whether it was just everything about it, from the sparring to the strength and conditioning, to the discipline, to the nutrition, when he came here a year ago, it sort of opened his eyes. And we did a full camp. He was supposed to fight Ray Perez in March, got canceled because of COVID just days prior to leaving. He went back to Accra, came back, put in another camp. And I think so for him, like that's what he's trying to say. Like it's kind of given him like a different look at his career.
Different level, different experience. I think.
That's great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hey Emmanuel, John here, Pro Boxing fans. I have one question for you and one for Peter, if I'm able to. For you, Emmanuel, you mentioned sparring George Kambosos Jr. We saw him beat Lee Selby in London a few weeks ago. What was that experience like sparring with George?
It's good. Because me, I spar with a lot of boxers, a lot of people, a lot of champions. I get a lot of experience. By me personal, my experience or my gift that God give me only boxer. I'm no fight amateur. I'm no learning boxing before I come to fight boxing. By me, my style different, my everything different. If you ask my sparring partners, he told you about Emmanuel Tagoe. I think every boxer, I respect every boxer. If I spar with every boxer, I respect that boxer. But I think I'm the best in 135.
What did you feel when you sparred with George? So here's a quick little story before I tell you that. So a year ago when he came,
that's why I told him, say, everybody, George good.
Right.
Everybody good. My experience, I think good.
Right. So when he first came here, George was getting ready to fight Mickey Bay at Madison Square Garden.
George sparred with me. He said, hey, this guy crazy because fight, spar like any boxer like me before, fight any boxer like me before. But I think George is my gym mate. I don't want to talk much, but I think this Friday everybody can know the kind of boxer you mean.
So when they first met, George didn't want to like Emmanuel. He didn't want to like him because they're so close in the ratings. And if you've seen George, he has a very particular personality, very type A, very confident. He didn't want to like Emmanuel, and so Emmanuel doesn't care. He's just easygoing with everybody. So the first time they spar, it was like a war. And this is just a few weeks before George is fighting Mickey Bay. I was terrified that someone was going to get knocked out, but they were both trying to basically stake their claim. But then over time and a couple of camps, they've actually become pretty close. And Emmanuel really helped George prepare. And I think George helps him with a come forward aggressive style. So it's been really good work it's really good when you can have guys of that caliber being able to compete with each other.
And that was sort of my question for you, Peter. You've got two lightweights competing, high up in the division. How are you planning on guiding both of them to a world title shot? And in George's case, with him mandatory for Teofimo Lopez, has there been any discussions at all? I mean, the talk of a fight in Australia?
Yeah, so to answer your question, yes. Right now, all parties involved are talking about that, and there's going to be a proposal that's going to be presented to Top Rank that would express, what it would take to bring the fight to Australia. Teofimo's on board. Obviously, George is on board, and it's just a matter of everybody being on the same page and the money being what everybody, meeting everyone's expectations. And then the other part of that question is we pursued the IBF path with George. And if you remember, Emmanuel was ordered by the WBO to fight Ryan Garcia for the mandatory. And the minute that Garcia chose to fight Campbell, the WBO mysteriously decided that they weren't going to have a mandatory or an eliminator again. So, we were ready to fight Dennis Berenchek. We'd even spoken to them. We were prepared to do that fight. And that just sort of went away. So right now with Lee Selby probably no longer sitting in that number one position in the WBO, and Ryan Garcia fighting Luke Campbell for the WBC, that leaves now Dennis Berenchek and Emmanuel as the two highest rated fighters. So I'm confident that with the victory on Friday, keeping Emmanuel active, we're going to go down that path with the WBO. But if there's an opportunity to fight Devin Haney as an optional in the WBC, Emmanuel's rated in the top 10 in the IBF, WBO, and WBC. So we're prepared to fight anybody.
Yeah.
Great. Best of luck Friday.
Thank you.
The boxing source, please.
Good afternoon there, Emmanuel. Given that you're fighting Mason Menard here, who has experience against either current or former world champions in Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and Ray Beltran, what statement are you going to try to make here against Mason Menard that puts you in that position to later on fight for a world title?
Yeah, I think my opponent, fight somebody like me before, forget about Teofimo, forget about this and this and this, and current world champion and former world champion. I don't care, because I'm the Emmanuel Tagoe. I don't know Teofimo, no
Devin Haney.
David Haney. This now Emmanuel Tagoe, you fight to Emmanuel Tagoe. I don't care Teofimo, because I know say Teofimo can fit me, Teofimo can beat me, Teofimo can stand me. That I don't know the way I put my language, but if you die every day, everybody see. I don't care any boxer he fights for before, I don't care, because I don't know. But I think Friday everybody see the Tagoe, everybody see Emmanuel.
And you've watched the video of him fighting Devin Haney. You've seen the fight against
David Haney. David Haney, I beat David Haney. I beat Teofimo. By now, if I'm talk, some of boxers talk blah 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 blah, do. But I think from Friday, everybody can judge me.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Great, thank you so much, guys. I think if there's no more questions, we'll let Emmanuel and Peter go. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. And it's great to have you here, and we're looking forward to Friday night. You can just sit down.
We got somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Here he is, guys. Thanks for joining us, Nikita. Cheers for coming down, man.
How's everything?
All good, bro. All good. How are you finding this? How are you finding the bubble?
The bubble, it's good. It's the same thing from last fight. You just got to go along with it, right?
That's it, mate. It is a bit Groundhog Day. What have you brought with you? Have you brought a console with you or something?
Yeah, I brought my Switch, my Nintendo Switch. I didn't bring my PlayStation because I'm not sure if the Wi-Fi is good here or like the TV is good here, but it's pretty good here. I should have brought it.
Cool. So, guys, yeah, let's line up. I've got some questions lined up already from you guys, which is great. But yeah, we'll fire away first with Donna, with Nikita Rababi fighting for the 10th time in the paid ranks on Friday night, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it, Donna.
Hey, Nikita, how's it going?
What's up? How's everything?
Not too bad. I wanted to ask about your experience fighting in the bubble. You've been in there once before. How do you think that's going to impact you coming into this bout on Friday night?
The first time it caught me really unexpected. But this time, it's I'm more prepared. We brought a lot of stuff with us from home, to help us with, training in our room in the bubble. And the food here is actually so much better. I remember the first bubble, I was barely eating, and losing so much weight. But now, the food here is amazing. We got the room service here, food from the restaurants downstairs. It's going pretty good. I'm not complaining at all.
I remember you were on the card last year for this YouTuber boxing event about a year ago. This last couple of weeks, your pal Jake Paul is fighting again this weekend. Will you be watching on Saturday night at this incredible Mike Tyson Roy Jones card?
Yeah. So I'm fighting Friday, and I fly back Saturday. I'm probably gonna be home around 3 o'clock, so I'll actually make it to watch the fight. Yeah, of course, I'm excited. I'm rooting for Jake, and it's gonna be I'm really excited for Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight.
How do you think Jake's fight's going to go, and how do you think Mike Tyson's fight's going to go?
I think Jake is gonna win because Nate never fought before. It's I understand he's like an athlete, ex-pro athlete, but getting hit in the face is different than dribbling a ball. And with the Roy Jones and Mike Tyson fight, I'm rooting for Roy Jones because he's my favorite fighter, and I hope he boxes the whole fight, all 10 rounds.
Thank you very much for your time, man.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How you doing, Nikita?
What's up, man? How's everything?
Everything's great, man. So, I mean, you're part of this new generational wave of very talented New York City fighters coming into the boxing. What do you feel separates you, though, or makes you special from the others?
Just my image, my message. All these fighters, they look like actual fighters. Buzz cuts, mean, mugging, and everything. But I look like a TikTok boy. Like what am I doing in the ring? But when people see me in the ring, they respect me so much more. Never judge a book by its cover. So, I feel like I'm really, really different. I just stand out a lot more than all these fighters. That's what I believe.
Right. Now, you've been very active, going into your professional career. Do you look to keep up this momentum going into 2021, or are you, as the fights get tougher, do you look on, taking longer breaks and stuff like that?
Just, I'm going with the wave, going with the flow, whatever happens. But if we got the momentum going, we're going to keep it going. If if we need to take a step back a little bit, we're going to take a step back. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So, we're just, we're doing everything smart. So, we're just going first we take care of one step and then we go into the next step. So right now, the first step is taking care of Friday, getting that knockout, right?
Right. Thank you, champ. Thank you for your time. Wish you the best.
Thank you.
Matt, please.
This is Matt for Behind the Gloves. Cheers for joining us, Nikita. For those who don't know, can you just explain to everyone and to the fans where your nickname came from? White chocolate.
The real story is I'm white and chocolate from the waist down. I'm joking. That's my story. But where it came from is I grew up in rough neighborhoods. I'm the only white kid in all the gyms. I'm like a light bulb there. So sparring and I was lighting this kid up and they were like, yo, this white kid, he got rhythm, he got style, he knows how to move. Call him White Chocolate. And just from there, everybody just it stuck with me.
Which fighter did you look up to before coming into the professional game? Was there a specific fighter that inspired you to make that step to be, to become professional, or just to start boxing in general?
Well, I started boxing at a really young age, so I never really kind of like looked up to anybody. It just kind of like my dad put me in, and it just like happened. I was young. I didn't really understand what was happening. Sorry for that. I was really young, just going along with the flow. But as I was getting older, I understood that I'm a fighter, that, this is my sport. And so, yeah, I really didn't have nobody, I guess I liked, Roy Jones Jr., Manny Pacquiao, but they, they're not the reason why I started fighting. I just started fighting because, I'm a born fighter. And yeah, just, that's why I started fighting.
Out of the current champions in the middleweight division, who do you regard as number one? And if you could pick who to face, who would it be?
Number one, I don't really watch nobody. I watch myself. But in the future, I would love to fight Canelo, I don't really have no names on top of my head. I don't watch nobody. Whoever comes, in a year or two, whoever I'll fight, take the title from them or defend, it's gonna happen. So I'm just worried about myself right now, and getting up there first to the ranks.
Good luck Friday. Cheers, Nikita.
Thank you.
Boxing Source, please.
Hey there, Nikita. How's it going?
What's up, man? How's everything?
Doing good. How's the adjustment been from last year in 2019, having about 6 fights, to here in 2020 only being involved in like 2 fights? Like, have you like kind of changed your regimen up as far as like training, or has it been basically the same, just being in the ring for 2 fights this year?
Oh no, it's the same thing. No, there's no change. It's just Corona, kind of slowed things down. But everything is still the same. We're just stepping up the training. That's pretty much the only difference. And taking it more serious, because when I started 2019, I was 1-0, 2-0. Now I'm 9-0. And just going up from there. But everything's still the same. We're taking training more serious, and just going up from there. Everything's the same.
True. How is the contrast being in Brooklyn in comparison to like Richmond, Virginia? Being that Virginia is kind of a little bit of a change of pace, a little bit slower than being in Brooklyn.
What do you mean? What do you mean Richmond, Virginia? Like, because.
What's that?
What do you mean Richmond, Virginia?
Like you being around the Virginia area, correct?
Well, I was born there for like 1 day.
Oh, 1 day, and then so you just went straight from.
That's crazy. You know about that, but no, I was born there for 1 day, so I was literally born there and went back to Brooklyn. So, I only know about Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No problem, man. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, Nikita, John here, Pro Boxing Fans. You all right?
Yeah. How's everything?
Yeah, good. Has the professional ranks gone pretty much as you expected? You're, very good amateur. You're now 9-0. What have you made of life in the professional ranks so far? And you fought in some of the best venues already. So, yeah, how do you sum it up?
I didn't expect it at all, to be honest. When I was going in, I had no idea what was going on, what I'm getting myself into. I just knew, no headgears, 10-ounce gloves, and just fight. But I didn't know it was going to be this crazy. It's like everything's going so quick. It's like a movie, fighting in the craziest venues. I didn't expect, because I seen a lot of fighters, they start off their first 3 fights, 4 fights, they fight in like basketball courts and, just like beat up places, but just every fight is, big venues, big stadiums. Is just, unexpected. I didn't expect none of this. So, it's a crazy adventure that I'm just going along with.
What does victory on Friday night do for you in your career?
What it does for me, just, moving on to the next, one step closer to my dream, my goal, and, just one step closer for everybody to know my name.
Cheers. Best of luck Friday.
Thank you.
Again, thanks so much for taking time to talk to us. You mentioned at the very start that they brought in your switch in here. I was talking to Michael Conlon before his first fight in his bubble. He was talking about bringing in his PlayStation and having a more relaxed atmosphere. during fight week compared to how it was pre-pandemic? And that's something that you're also kind of noticing, that there is a more relaxed, more chill atmosphere, you know, when you're not dealing with media workouts or any of the obligatory fight week obligations here in the bubble.
I guess, yeah, you know, it's a little bit more relaxed. But yeah, it's just, you know, I remember before, it's hard to think about how life was before because it just changed so quickly, and you know, everybody's adapting to it. So it's like me thinking about, you know, before Corona, how everything was. It's kind of like I can't, like, you know, it's like, was it really like that? Because life just literally flipped so quickly. So it's like, just imagining us walking without a mask, you know, in the public is like unbelievable. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we're gonna be walking with masks now forever. Who knows, right? So yeah, it's a little bit more relaxed. Yeah, you know, I'm a gamer. You know, I gamed, always recorded, always boxed my whole life. You know, so you know, just even before Corona, always brought my Switch, always played it. But no, before Corona, there was no Switch, I think. So yeah, I'll always play my PS4, always, you know, all that, you know. But yeah, did I answer it?
You know, as far as, you know, that you mentioned, you know, just life just kind of turning on its head, you know, just because of the coronavirus. Did it feel easy, you know, after that first fight, and when you kind of were starting to prepare for this next upcoming fight, did it feel like it was, you know, something that now just kind of seeing secondhand nature, that you kind of already know what the deal is, you know, prepare with gym restrictions and COVID regulations in place? Does it now feel like it's now becoming a new normal instead of something that you're just gonna have to deal with?
Yeah, so the first time, you know, when I fought in August, it was everything, you know, I had no experience fighting during COVID. So, you know, everything was so weird. I remember always comparing everything that I'm doing new, I always compared it to like the old. But this is the second time I'm here, you know, and fighting in the bubble. And it's like a normal, you know, it's like a norm now. It's, you know, I already know that, you know, I can't leave this, I can't leave my room, I can't do this, can't do that. And, you know, it just feels, I don't know, it feels normal to me. I'm not complaining.
Lastly, you know, has the pandemic sort of maybe changed how you view maybe what your goals are for 2021, or your project, or your development as a fighter, with, you know, with fights kind of being a little harder to make with everything that's been going on?
It's just the training. I just, you know, our gyms, you know, they close now at 8, I think, or 7. You know, before I used to train, you know, twice in the gym every single day. Now I'm training only in the morning, and then training, you know, with my dad, you know, either outside or inside my home. But, you know, it's just the training. I feel like everything is the same. You know, fights are still happening. We're gonna be fighting, and, you know, everything is the same. It's just, you know, I just hope they fix something with the gyms, so it could be easier to train at the gyms.
Thank you, and best of luck in your next fight.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Carlos.
Good, but I try. I'm just internet, you know.
Life experience.
Yeah, life experience in the gym, for talk with coaches, with people. That's it.
Good luck to you, and we wish you well this Friday.
Thank you so much.
Hey Danny, John here from Pro Boxing Fans. Hope you're well. You're obviously one of the standout amateurs in sort of, I don't know, the last sort of 5 years or so, and you've moved to the professional ranks now. What do you say is the biggest difference between the amateur game and the professionals? And how quickly do you want to be moved up to, you know, the top of the welterweight division, where we know is some of, you know, the biggest names in boxing right now?
Ты как один из лучших любительских боксеров последних 5 лет. Что самая главная разница, что является самой главной разницей между профессиональным и любительским боксом? И ты как быстро ты хотел подняться к большим боям с большими именами? Про любителей скажи, хочешь, разницу?
I think just in professional, more rounds. This is first of all, and different gloves, you know. Yeah, different base, different, more blood, I think.
And more business.
Yeah, and yeah, you're right, more business too. Ну, я думаю, что мне сильно меняться не нужно было. В принципе, при своей базе остаться и дальше просто некоторые вещи, фишки научиться. В принципе, я для этого и мне это время нужно было. И сейчас я думаю, после этих боев я все лучше и лучше и ближе к большим боям приближаюсь.
Well, I didn't try to change too much things in my skills. I just add on some professional stuff in it. And I think that now I'm closer to big fights. Now I'm ready for these big fights pretty much.
Can I ask you who you think's the best at the weight at the moment?
Pardon?
Who he thinks the best in the division is currently?
Who is that? Him, you mean? Daniel?
Yeah, who does he think's the best?
Лучше сейчас в дивизионе.
Лучше всех в мире?
Yeah, no?
Лучше всех в мире.
На английском постарайся.
Да.
Просто постарайся. Не волнуйся.
I need to. We need to know for I'm a best or no. I need to. We will know. Stay with the fight. I need to fight with these guys, and after we'll know who I am.
Best of luck Friday.
Thank you.
Старайся говорить, что знаешь, говори, что сказать.
Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks, guys. We've got Gabe Rosado with us very shortly. So